We should be on the same page about this shit. But we're not, because politics, which is why I hate politics, and I hate talking about politics.
A few moments ago.
Alright, y'all, we're back. It is February 23rd, Friday. It is Friday, February 23rd. We're back with another daily news video on the Lucid Perspective channel. I got my coffee. I was up early this morning, getting the day started. I feel good. Turn on the news. What do we got? We got, boom, Biden. Let me shut this down. My phone's been going off too all the time. News today. President Joe Biden. Student relief, loan relief. $1.2 billion in student loan relief with an eye to 2024. Goddamn. Give me 2 seconds, bro. This is good, right? This is good. This is great. I feel good about this. Disclosure, disclaimer, I'm not a Biden fan. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I don't fuck with a lot of shit that happens in politics. I have very strong opinions about politics in general. However, I can't see the fault. I can't see the problem with this. I think student loan debt relief is a huge positive for Americans across this land. Okay, I honestly, I know there's a lot of pushback, and it's always political, right? There's pushback on the right side for this, but it doesn't make sense, to be honest, right? We could get on this here internet, and we all done it, most of us, and bitch and moan and complain and whine about how much money we sent to Ukraine, how much money he sent to Ukraine, and dealing with foreign stuff and sending money over there, billions and billions of dollars. And yes, that issue is warranted. We have every right to feel frustrated and pissed off about that. Can't complain, not complaining about that. In that same breath, a lot of people complain about the money we sent to Ukraine and say, what about our people? What about Americans? We got the immigration issue. What about Americans? There's always this what about Americans when money and resources are being filtered out to everywhere else, but to us. Here's an example. We got student relief, student loan debt relief. Why is there an issue still? How is not every person, why doesn't everybody feel good about this? I'm going to tell you why. I know the reason. I know one reason, and I'm going to tell you why. And it has nothing to do with politics, in my opinion. Honestly, I feel like people are basically, there's a lot of selfishness and stinginess, and basically, well, if I had to pay on my student loans, right, why should you get relief, or why should you, not be able to pay yours? And I get that. There is, that makes sense. But at the same time, we're talking about the health of the country. We're talking about the public, economic, financial situation in general. This should be across the board, everybody, whether you're left, right, blue, red, Democrat, liberal, whatever, Republican. You should be okay with people getting debt relief. I just don't understand it. Maybe I'm just perhaps I'm a naive individual when it comes to the costs associated with it. They love to say, so the people on the right love to say, who's going to pay for that? We're forgiving these loans. I'm going to have to pay for that as a taxpayer. I don't know if that's the case. That could be the case. It may not be the case. But I tell you one thing that you're definitely paying as far as taxes. Fucking Ukraine money. You're paying that. For sure. And it's not fair. And you shouldn't be. But if you're going to pay taxes on something, and you had a choice, which we don't, and you had a choice, let's say, would you rather be the money going to Ukraine, or money helping your fellow Americans in this country that need help? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's a lot of picking and choosing what to be upset about, what to be angry about, right? But when something's done for the people, for the citizens of the country, there's still a problem to bitch about. You know what I'm saying? That's my personal feelings on it. I feel like Me especially, I have student loan debt. I don't believe that I'm a part of this group that's about to get this relief. I may or may not be. I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know the criteria. But whether or not I get it, you know what I'm saying? I still feel good knowing someone out there, people out there, are getting relief from their student loans. Like that part doesn't bother me. You know, if the next person gets it and I don't. You know what I'm saying? For whatever the criteria is. Now, if it's some ridiculous unfair criteria, I can bitch about that, I guess. But at the end of the day, the country is going to be better for it, and we actually have funds and resources coming into the country to help American citizens, which is what everybody loves to bitch about when we send money to every other place, but on the inside. This is an example of that. Now, again, this is not praise. I'm not a Biden guy. This is not praise for Biden. He has his faults, obviously. He has his tremendous amount of downfalls. And to be honest, at this point in time, with everything that's been going on with him, there's a lot of rhetoric and conspiracy out there about that he's not even really running the country. So, whether or not this is coming from him, I doubt it. Whoever it's coming from, thank you. We need money. The American people need help. We need this. And I feel like, and then this is why I hate the political lines, because it's like, if you're on the right or the left, no matter, if somebody on either side is doing something that's for the good of the people, the other side automatically has to shit on it because politics. Even if it's a great thing, student loan debt relief is a great thing for the American public. There's many ways I can list how it's good, but if your main gripe is, I gotta pay for it in my taxes, you're paying for so much shit in your taxes and inflation and all this shit, you should actually be like, if I'm gonna pay for something, fuck, at least let me help my fellow American. That's how I feel about it personally. This is my personal feelings. I don't feel that way about paying for Ukraine. I don't feel that way about paying for, shit for immigration, illegal immigration. There's other things I can list. But if it comes to helping Americans out, and you know what I'm saying, because we know the student loan debt is in the trillions, and it's insane, it's ridiculous. A lot of people going out there thinking college and universities are the only way to make a living. And they get out there, they get into all this debt, they get their piece of paper, they get their degree, then they can't get a job. Right? And then they're stuck, working something that's unrelated to their degree. This is a good thing. I need people to look outside themselves all the time. It's not about you. Most of the time, you can have some selfishness to certain things. When it comes to student loans, I feel like there's really no reason to be bitching and moaning about this. Especially, again, if the next sentence you could bitch about Ukraine getting all this money and these illegal, immigrants getting all this money. This is money coming to Americans for American relief. We should all be on the same fucking page. We should be on the same page about this shit. But we're not, because politics, which is why I hate politics, and I hate talking about politics. So, this is good. I like this. Let's see if we got a video. I hate listening to him talk. Let's just see what's going on.
Make sure they hear about Delaware, but it ain't working yet. Early in my term, I announced a major plan to provide millions of working families with debt relief for their college student debt. Tens of millions of people in debt were literally about to be canceled, their debts. But my MAGA Republican friends in the Congress, the elected officials and special interests stepped in and sued us, and the Supreme Court blocked it. They blocked it. But that didn't stop me. I announced we were going to pursue alternative paths for student debt relief for as many borrowers as possible. And that's the effort that's been underway the last 2 years. And too many Americans are still saddled with unsustainable debt in exchange for a college degree. This plan is the most generous repayment program ever, and today we're doing it even faster and quicker than ever before. I'm proud to announce our SAVE plan. We are immediately canceling the debt loans for over 150,000 borrowers, nearly 6 months ahead of schedule. Starting today, we're canceling student debt for borrowers who are enrolled in the SAVE plan and have been paying student loans for as little as 10 years. If they borrow less than $2,000, it's forgiven.
So I need to educate myself on the SAVE plan. I think I did look into it once, and I think for whatever reason at that time I was not eligible. If you have information, I'm gonna look it up. But if you want to put in the comments what the state plan is, what the requirements are, I think there's a type of income eligibility. Like if you make a certain amount of money or whatever, you're not eligible. I think that was my issue, unfortunately. But if you qualify for the state plan and you get your student loans paid through this program, I'm happy for you. I'm legit happy for you. I can't bitch and moan. I can't find it in my heart to be upset. I don't know why people get like this. If you're out there moaning because you paid off your loans and you're upset that someone else is getting relief, especially somebody that can't afford it with everything that's going on with inflation, I don't know. I think you need to look deep inside yourself and figure out what's going on, because that's a good thing.
The $12,000, excuse me. The loan is forgiven. This action will be a huge help to graduates of community college and borrowers of smaller loans, putting them back on track faster for debt forgiveness than ever before. This builds on other progress I've made in canceling student debt for close to 4 million Americans through various actions. For example, we fixed what was called the Public Service Loan Program, Loan Forgiveness Program, which was designed to make sure that school teachers, firefighters, law enforcement officers, social workers, public servants get their student loans forgiven if they make payments for 10 years in a row and 10 years of public service at the same time. And when I took office, there were...
All right, well, that's enough of that. And lastly, I'll leave with this, when it comes to student loan forgiveness, I think I said this before somewhere else. This only, to my knowledge, this is only applying to federal student loans. So if the federal government, administered your loan, you took a loan out through the government, this applies to you. Now, when it comes to privatized banks and private loans for students, I understand this doesn't apply. And I think that's different when it comes to forgiveness for that. And the only reason I say that is because federal is government. This is government forgiving this debt. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, however they're going to, on the back end, get it back through taxes or whatever, it doesn't affect us directly. It's an indirect effect, right? Same as Ukraine, same as the immigration crisis, same as some other things going on. But again, it's benefiting Americans, so there should be no gripe there. Now, when it comes to private loans, private banks, you get a loan through other means. It's not federal. I don't agree with forgiving those because there is somebody on the end of that transaction, whether, it could be a millionaire, billionaire, whatever. It's still a person that is not attached to the government. Is another person. It's a corporation. It's a business. It's an LLC. It's a person. It's just someone who's feeding someone else who put up the bill for your loans. So when it comes to private, I don't agree with relief on a private loan, okay? Because that's not a government loan. Government, let's go, fuck it, don't matter, whatever, do it all day. Privatize, you may have an issue there because that forgiving that may affect somebody on the other end of that transaction. And I'm for it. I'm a capitalist. I'm for capitalist, policies. I believe in making your way. But again, government, fuck it. Fuck the government. The government takes from us all the time anyway, so y'all should be good with this. That's how I feel. That's our Lucid Perspective news article of the day. I appreciate you guys joining me. Go ahead and hit the like, share, and subscribe. Let me know. If there's other reasons why you're against this. If it's strictly just political, because he's Biden and he's a Democrat, so whatever he says, I gotta hate. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But there's other reasons outside of, I paid my loans, so you should need to pay yours. Let me know. Because if that's how you feel, that's fine. You can feel that way. But that just comes from a place of, there's something going on with you. You probably should look in the mirror. Go talk to somebody about it. But that's it for today. Appreciate you guys. I'm out.